What is up YouTube, James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. Today, we're using the Mega Venusaur team once again with Mega Venusaur, Landis, Celesteela, Tapu Fini, Darmanitan, and Raichu. If you haven't checked out the previous episode, highly recommend go check it out. This team has been doing pretty well so far. We've been getting more and more into it. We've been learning a lot more things about the team. And I do want to say something that if you don't follow me on Twitch already, I highly recommend doing so. Not only if you want more VGC content, some more live action, and if you want to talk to me personally and ask me questions on Twitch, definitely recommend just hang out, have a great time with the rest of the chat. It's always a fun time. And also that I'm really actually close to the Twitch partnership goal. The average views that I need is 75, and I've been actually really hitting those goals recently, so like hitting that numbers and even above sometimes. Sometimes we're a little bit below, sometimes we're a little bit above, and sometimes we're just there. So I would really appreciate it if you are bored and I am currently streaming. I highly recommend just coming out and having a good time. So yeah, we also use some pretty fun teams. We got Marco from Italy as our first opponent of the day, 1702 rating, with a team of Gengar, Tapu Fini, Incineroar, Landisfarian, Tyranitar, and Kartana. Very standard team. That's been going around a lot recently, so I'm really curious on what I want to do here. I'm not exactly sure what my best approach option is. I like Landers a lot in this matchup. I think Landers does do pretty well. I think Darmanitan can also do some work, question mark. It really just depends, because on this team they usually run Modest Scarflando, so I'd be okay with that. I think I want to go Darmanitan, Landorus, Tapu Fini. I'm thinking Celesteela is the last one, but I don't know. Celesteela isn't exactly clicking to me. Venusaur isn't really clicking either. I'm thinking Celesteela. I don't think Venusaur is that great other than Tapu Fini, because it doesn't really do well in this matchup. Maybe against Landers, but I don't think that's going to be too big of a deal for my team if I play it right. The Raichu doesn't really do much other than maybe outspeed the Kartana, but Kartana's the main issue. Like, I'm going to have to deal with Kartana, and I'm definitely bringing Darmanitan, since the speed advantage is going to be pretty huge for this team. Let's see what my opponent decides to do. I do think that this is a optimal lead for me, because I think what would happen is you might lead, let's say my opponent leads Landers Gengar. I'm thinking, okay, maybe Hidden Power, Ice into Icy Wind might come out. I could see the Earth Power into Darmanitan. I could cover both of those plays by just simply switching out my Landers into like the Fini or the Celesteela, and I can always go for the other. We're going to see the Gengar Incineroar lead, which is interesting here. Okay. So I will lead my Darmanitan and Landers. This is an interesting mind game that happens right away, because I don't know what my opponent's immediately going to do. This double Intimidate is definitely annoying for both my physical attackers, and especially if my opponent does have Landers in the back, it creates more pressure. So I really just don't know what you're going to do here. I could Flare Blitz to Gengar, which is definitely something that I would love to do. I really do want to go into Fini for one of these Pokemon, because I think Fini's super solid here in this matchup. But I could also just go for the Flare Blitz into Gengar if I really want to. Although I could get trapped in by another Pokemon. Let's say my opponent's Tapu Fini, which wouldn't be pretty. So even though the tempting knockout on Gengar looks really good, I think I'm going to hard switch right here into my Tapu Fini slot. Yeah, because I don't want to get caught by my opponent's potential Tapu Fini, and I'll U-turn out here with my Darmanitan, because if I can get a U-turn off, that'd be really great. Let's see what my opponent's going to do, as we will get that Misty Surge up, and we will see the Mega Evolution coming out from Gengar. I'm guessing a Fake Out does come out here. The question is, which slot is it going to target here? And I definitely didn't want to get trapped the following turn, so I feel like this is the best play no matter what. Let's see what my opponent does. It will be a Fake Out coming out into the Lander slot, as we will get a U-turn off. I could have got a Flare Blitz off, and I don't know if Flare Blitz would knock out the Gengar, maybe depending on its the amount of bulk it has. I'll go hard into Celesteela, because I feel like it is worth going to Celesteela here, because of the fact that Icy Wind is probably coming out, I would assume. I feel like that is your play. We will activate our Misty Seed. And yep, Icy Wind does come out. Celestial Void's not really too important in my opinion. Yeah, not really too important. I do need damage on both of these Pokemon. Incineroar is going to take Flare Blitz Recoil eventually, so I don't think that's too big of a deal. I think I'm just going to go for the Acrobatics into the... I mean, if I protect Feeny, it doesn't matter. He's going to target down anyway. I feel like the best play is just to Heavy Slam the Gengar and realistically just attack with Feeny. Because you're probably going to go for Sludge Bomb anyway, and even if I protect, you're going to get another Sludge Bomb off the following turn. We're actually going to see Incineroar retreat here, which is interesting, into my opponent's own Tapu Fini. So maybe valuing the Incineroar's Intimidate for later, as Gengar is just going to protect. Okay, so I wasted my Z-move for nothing. But I mean, I didn't think I would get my Z-move off, so I guess I get at least something off. So maybe scouting for my Fini's protect, maybe wants to set up something with my opponent's Tapu Fini. I'm not sure, but damage on that Tapu Fini is actually pretty good because of the fact that my team doesn't really appreciate Tapu Fini. Like, it really doesn't appreciate Tapu Fini. So we will see the Hydro Vortex coming on the Fini, and I don't know if my opponent wants to stay in. I'm really questioning. Like, that damage is pretty good on the Fini. I think Incineroar is going to come in from my opponent's side of the field. I think for the Fini slot, I'm going to protect Fini because I don't want to let Fini go down this turn when my opponent can get Incineroar in and then have Fake Out for the following turn, but it looks like my opponent's not going to do that. Instead, we're just going to see a Sludge Bomb in the Fini. Okay. And Trick. Huh. So is it Choice Specs Fini? It's not Choice Scarf, is it? Yeah, I get Choice Specs. Okay. I wasn't going to go for Leechy there, so this works out, I guess. And I wasn't going to Acrobatics when Heavy Slam does more. That Heavy Slam does a really good amount to the Gengar. And now, if my opponent wants to trade Gengar for Fini, I'll definitely take that. So I'm just going to fire off a Muddy Water here and a Heavy Slam once again into the Gengar slot. I feel like you go Incineroar here. I feel like you have to go Incineroar here. You should go Incineroar and you should Sludge Bomb my Fini. And you hope that Sludge Bomb can knock out your Fini. Otherwise, your Gengar does go down here 100%. So let's see what my opponent is going to opt for. Just stays in. Okay. Maybe just values more damage. We're going to see the Fini actually able to take the Sludge Bomb a bit better than expected. We are going to see the Moonblast double up. So maybe my opponent's just bulky Gengar, which explains maybe a lot of my opponent's thought process. We will see my Tapu Fini go down as we will get a Heavy Slam off into the Gengar slot. So we will be able to pick up the knockout Gengar, which is really good. So I will no longer be trapped in. So not a bad first couple of events, especially since we get another Beast Boost and Special Defense. So Celesteela is definitely going to be able to tank a lot of hits here. That's upcoming. And I'm not really scared of Kartana, which I'm pretty sure would be my opponent's last Pokemon. I don't think Tyranitar comes. We're going to see Incineroar come in. I will bring out my Landorus. And even if you fake out Muddy Water, since the Fini lost his Choice Specs, it's not going to be doing as much damage. So I'm pretty content with this. And I don't want to lose my Darmanitan, since late game Flare Blitz can definitely sweep. So yeah, we'll just fire off a Heavy Slam and an Earthquake. I get decent damage off no matter what the situation. And Muddy Water is not going to KO my Landers anyway, since I am Assault Vest, and again, my opponent did lose the Choice Spec. So we'll go for Earthquake here and a Heavy Slam. Fake Out going to come out into my Landers. Fine. Muddy Water going to come out, does connect with both Pokemon. Hopefully no accuracy drop, because that's like the one thing I'm a little bit scared of. That doesn't even 2-hit KO my Lander, so I'm actually in a pretty good spot. Here comes the Heavy Slam coming out into the Tapu Fini. Good amount of damage, even 3-die Intimidate. And now I can just go for the same thing again, I think. The problem is that there's actually, there's a Kartana in the back. I do kind of want to U-turn out. But then again, I can't let Darmanitan get too weak. No, I just keep Heavy Slamming and Earthquaking. Because even if Incineroar goes for the Flare Blitz into the Celesteela slot at this point, I mean, one, it won't KO. Two, the fact is that you would be taking Flare Blitz Recall. Although I don't think that would knock you out unless your Incineroar doesn't carry Berry. If you're Assault Vest, you could I feel like if you're Berry, the Earthquake's going to activate it anyway. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be much changing here. My opponent has to make a few options, like, do you want to try to knock out the Landers? You have to double up the Lander slot if you do want to pick up the knockout. We're going to see the Incineroar switch out into the Kartana on my opponent's side. So I am perfectly okay with that, because it looks like Fini, unless it has a single target attack move for the Landers, maybe an Ice move, maybe if it has Ice Beam, or if it has Hydro Pump or Scald, won't be able to knock out my Lander slot. So I'm kind of okay with that. As we're just gonna see another Muddy Water again. I'm just praying that I don't miss the... I'm just praying I don't miss. Accuracy. Okay, nice. So I'm gonna get a Heavy Slam off, knock out the Feeny, which is really solid here. So Feeny does go down. And we will get a Beast Boost, which will be another special defense boost. Doesn't really matter in this point in the game. And now I gotta decide. I gotta decide on a few factors. Incineroar's gonna come in. Kartana's potential Focus Sash is broken. I don't know if this Kartana carries Tailwind. I think it would carry Tailwind. You could go for Fake Out Tailwind into my Lander slot. I think that'd be a safe play. I think you're gonna just Sacred Sword my Lander slot. Maybe knock off. Maybe you would double up that slot. Yet, not sure. I think I have to risk our Darmanitan here because if I lose Landorus, I feel like I don't have enough pressure against the Incineroar. Yeah, I just don't feel like I have enough pressure against Incineroar. I would be knocked off from my Darmanitan if I attempt to go for Flare Blitz. I think I have to risk it here, unfortunately. Yeah, because I can't, like, if I lose Landers here, if my opponent goes for, like, Fake Out into Celesteela, goes for, Sacred Sword, knocks out my Landers, and I bring out Darmanitan, you can just protect, knock off if you have it. That would just lose me the game. We are going to see Tailwind come out from my opponent's side, which is okay. And knock off. Ooh, that's going to hit my Darmanitan. Oh, it targets my Celesteela. My opponent expected the Celesteela to switch out. Knocks out my Choice Specs, which helps out, actually. That actually really helps out. We will get a Heavy Slam off into the Incineroar slot. Okay. That made it interesting. That made it interesting. Now I gotta think. Because Darmanitan is faster than Kartana. Huh. Actually, I could Superpower, right? I just... Acrobatics. Superpower. Right? Let's see here. Kartana attacks, yeah, so I'm pretty sure you're going to try and knock off my Darmanitan. By going for Superpower into Incineroar, I'm pretty sure I pick up the knockout. Then I could switch out into Landorus. It would still be tough because if the Kartana attacked this turn, it would have been interesting. But yeah, I feel like my opponent only had one way out. And I felt like my play, if Incineroar doesn't get Protect, I knock out the Incineroar 100%. Maybe Celesteela can get enough damage in this Kartana because this Kartana is forced to keep targeting down my Darmanitan slot. I think I'd be able to win. Because you would have to Sacred Sword the Darmanitan twice. And you would have to also deal with my Landers. I get a few Acrobatics off in the Kartana. Maybe I live one more Sacred Sword and maybe 4 Acrobatics can knock out the Kartana at this range. Although, I don't remember how... What was my Celesteela at? Was it -1 or -2? It might be -3 even. So it might not have been the most optimal play, but it's basically something that I could hope. I had to hope for a crit probably at that point. But since my opponent just attacked with Kartana, that's 100% the game in my favor. As now we just say Darmanitan because Darmanitan can win the game. So we'll go into Landorus. Even my opponent gets a Beast Boost. I mean, maybe it comes down to if it's Z-move on the Kartana. Since we haven't seen the Z-move yet come out from my opponent. I'm going to go for a Sacred Sword into my Landorus. Get your Beast Boost. Let's see how much Acrobatics does to Kartana. I'm not expecting too much, but I'm still expecting maybe at least 15% maybe. Oh, that did a lot more. Oh, no. I would have been able to win then. Wait, what's my Celesteela at? Am I just at -1? Because that looks like -1 damage. I should have probably looked at the number before. No, I'm at -2. That Acrobatics actually does a lot of damage. Yeah, that Acrobatics just did a lot of damage to the Kartana. Oh, we are going to see the Z-move come out. Oh, this game's not over yet. If this knocks out Darmanitan, I probably lose, actually. Yeah, we'll be the all-out pummeling. Oh, it's actually all-out pummeling on the Kartana. Can Darmanitan survive? This is neutral. I don't think it can. Ooh, so close. Okay, I think... Oh, that's really close. Unless the Sacred Sword doesn't KO me for some reason, but I feel like it will. This Kartana looks like it has attack investment. Oh, man. Did I throw? I think it came down to how much Sacred Sword did from the Kartana earlier. I'll go for the Sacred Sword, +1. I assume knocks out. Yeah, good game to my opponent. Ooh, so close. It looked like I actually might have had to win. All out pummeling though was the one thing that literally screwed me over. Unless it was like, I don't know, another Z move, maybe Normalium. Bloomdoom wasn't gonna KO. But dude. All out pummeling. So I guess then that meant I would have had to switch out to Celesteela. Maybe I should have switched out Celesteela and the Landers. But the problem is if you all out pummeling the Darmanitan that turn, but maybe you just expect me not to all out pummeling because the Lander switch is obvious. Maybe I should have I think I screwed up in that end game. Like I got the protect call. Well, I didn't really call it protect. I just was going to go for the superpower into the Incineroar anyway because I'm pretty sure I guaranteed a knockout into that slot. And then maybe I could have won with the late game Celesteela or Landers. At that point, it's like even if like let's say I think it just came down to 50-50. I didn't think it was a Z move because if it was Z move, if it Z moves my Darmanitan, no matter what, if it ever catches my Z move, because I was at -1 when I stayed in, so it KOs if you Z move there and I stay in. Well, I guess no. I switch into Landers. Then he's at minus. My opponent's at -1 because my opponent didn't get the beast boost. No, I should switch that Celesteela and Landers. And superpower, I guess I was a bit too worried about a crit potentially, but no, the better play was just to I screwed up that late game. Because if I switched into Landers, I'm pretty sure I lived a Z move with Darmanitan, and superpower would have probably either OHKO'd the Kartana. Actually no, superpower's not your first booster, right? I think superpower would have barely missed a knockout, but basically I'd have multiple targets. I'd still be able to KO the Kartana 100%. So yeah, that end game was screwed up by me. Still not playing at the end. I felt like I played pretty well throughout the rest of the set though. It was just, yeah, that one turn screwed me over. So we're gonna take a first loss for today's episode. Let's see if we can at least win the second battle, because probably only 2 battles in today's game because that was a pretty long one, but nicely played by my opponent. The Z move at the end really caught me off guard. I wasn't sure where the Z move would be. Like at that point, I was thinking, since it was Tail and Kartana, I was thinking it's either Bloomdoom, which wouldn't have knocked out my Darmanitan at neutral. Feeny. No, Feeny didn't have it because of choice specs. It was the, what was the last Pokemon? Tyranitar, yeah, Tyranitar. Because Dark Game Tyranitar has been something on that team. So, nicely played by Marco. But we will be right back with the second game of today's episode. It is taking quite a while, so we'll be right back. Alright, we got a player from Japan, 1681, as our next opponent. With the team of Volcarona, Cresselia, Salamence, Tapu Fini, Nihilego, and Incineroar. Interesting team composition. Yeah, this is an interesting team composition. Double fire, which this is gonna be a tough one. Landers is pretty good in my matchup. Landers Fini is really solid in this matchup. Yeah, like Landers Fini is definitely solid in this matchup. I think I want to go late game. What? Right. Raichu doesn't really help too much in this matchup. I don't need Raichu as much. Thinking maybe Darmanitan because of late game pressure. Like if I weaken the Salamence, that could be good. Venusaur might be nice because the Fini could be a bit problematic. Or I go. I think I'm gonna go Fini Landers as a lead. I think it's just really solid as a lead. I think I do bring Celesteela in the back. And my last one, I'm thinking Darmanitan because I can revenge KO any of the fire types like Superpower against Incineroar and Rock Slide for Volcarona. Again, this looks like a game that Celesteela is going to reign supreme. We need some help clearing the way. Darmanitan, Fini, and Landers, the jobs are basically just to, you know, get rid of those fire types that my Celesteela doesn't like. So let's see what my opponent is going to opt for as a lead here. Gonna be Cresselia Nihilego, not what I expected. Okay. Not what I expected. I do get Intimidate off, which doesn't really matter. The Misty Terrain will activate. And now, I don't want like Helping Hand Sludge Bomb if this is like Helping Hand Cresselia with Nihilego. I think the safe play is, I also don't know what kind of Nihilego set this is. I don't think it stays in, but just to be safe, I think it's just better to U-turn out the Cresselia and just go out into my Celesteela, because HP Ice is not going to knock out my Landers, so I'm pretty much safe here from a KO, no matter what my opponent decides to do here. So let's see what my opponent decides to do. just protect Nihilego, which makes a lot of sense. Maybe an Icy Wind gonna come out here from my opponent, so gonna be able to get a U-turn off. Big damage in the Cresselia. Really big damage. That actually did a lot of damage. And we'll bring up Feeny once again, because Feeny doesn't mind taking an ice move. I could have also went Darmanitan, but I think having the option to protect just in case the scout is really solid here. So let's see what my opponent's going to do. It's just going to be an Icy Wind as anticipated. Didn't figure it'd be Trick Room on this team. We will see a lot of damage. Not really. That really wasn't much damage. We will go for a Heavy Slam into Nihilego. The question is, does Nihilego switch out here? Because it is vulnerable, but if it goes into Incineroar, my opponent's not exactly in the best spot here. So I think I'm just going to protect on Heavy Slam because I can handle Incineroar or Volcarona if it comes in. I do have Z-move on Feeny for a reason, and I don't want to catch a Helping Hand Sludge Bomb here at 100%. So we're going to see Ally Switch. Okay, my opponent being cheeky. Power Gem just going to come out. Ooh, calling my switch. Okay, I respect it. Doesn't really do much though, so I'm okay with that. Although the damage will start racking up over time. Heavy Slam does come out in the Cresselia. Big damage. We'll activate a Berry. That Cresselia is really frail. That has to be like a really fast Cresselia. I mean, I'm still gonna Heavy Slam again. The Nihilego. And I'll go out in the Landorus. If you decide to Sludge Bomb, like you could have Helping Hand Sludge Bomb, you might be trying to mix things up here. You might be making me expect a Mind Game. I do feel like this better play. Feeny is definitely viable because of the Landorus. Again, Landorus shouldn't be knocked out by Sludge Bomb into Icy Wind, no doubt. And if you ally switch again, I'm basically safe in my Landorus switching in. So let's see what my opponent's going to do here. As it will be Helping Hand. So I'm guessing it's Helping Hand Sludge Bomb coming out. So I'm really happy about that. So it's not really going to do much damage. Yep, we're going to see a Sludge Bomb into the Feeny slot. So I'm glad I didn't stay in. No poison, which is really good, and I'll be able to get this damage off in the Nihilego, which is pretty big because I now put in range of Rock Slide for my Darmanitan. Or I just pick up the knockout because it's not Focus Sash. Goodbye, Nihilego. That's huge. Being able to knock out that Pokemon is huge. Get a Special Defense Beast Boost, and we'll see what my opponent decides to bring out. Volcarona coming out. Interesting decision to bring Volcarona out. I mean, I am +2 with my Celesteela. Yeah, so I can live a Volcarona's attack. I don't see a reason not. Should I just U-turn for momentum? Because you're not going to KO Celesteela at this point. Actually, the smart play is just to U-turn the Cresselia and just acrobatics of Volcarona. It doesn't give my opponent much room. And the match is gonna be forfeited. Why? That was a really early forfeit. I guess my opponent thought, okay, I don't have enough for whatever, I guess? Huh. That was just a really premature forfeit. I feel like, yes, he lost Nihilego, but what, did he not bring... Maybe my opponent... No, because if you didn't have a Celestial answer, you wouldn't have brought out the Volk. If you didn't have a... What did he have in the back? I'm just really surprised about that forfeit. I felt this game was still definitely potential, especially if my opponent had Dragon and Salamence, because I think it would have been interesting to see how that would have went. I go for the U-turn because I can U-turn easily out into Darmanitan and Acrobatics. That just prevents Volcarona from setting up a Quiver Dance freely, because if it attacks, it just goes down. Most likely, unless it's a really bulky Volcarona, because my Celesteela was a neutral attack. And I'm fine with Celesteela going down at that point because I already weakened the Crest. The Crest is already like confirmed not to be Call My Moonlight. It's like a really bulky berry set. We saw Ally Switch. I can beat the Salamence easily with at least a little bit of damage prior from like Rock Slide from either Darmanitan and Landorus and Feeny, since Feeny was relatively healthy. So that was what I was thinking would happen. So maybe my opponent thought the same thing and just realized I can't really win under these conditions. I already lost too much. My Cresselia is already in its berry. It's only 75% health, and it really doesn't have much recovery options and longevity. Volcarona is just threatened by every single member on my opponent's team realistically, and whatever I have in the back, maybe it's Salamence, just can't really handle my opponent's team. But even though it's short, I'm pretty sure that's going to be it for today's episode. If I start a new episode, it might take like 15 minutes depending on the team, because we've had some pretty long games with this team. So I think we're going to leave it there. I think game one, like... I feel like game 1 I did mess up. I feel like there was the better play. Again, switching out the Celesteela into Landers was definitely big, especially since I could reset my Intimidates. I didn't think Acrobatics would have done that much though at -2, realistically. I thought Acrobatics was going to do 15%. It did a lot more than I expected. So yeah, the play was switching out into Landers. I do realize that. I do realize my mistakes in this episode. And I feel like game 2, I was just able to put myself in a dominant position because of the fact that my opponent just led something that wasn't really optimal against the Celesteela. And the fact is, your switch-ins are threatened by the Pokemon that I have accompanying next to Celesteela, which is my Feeny and Lander. So Incineroar and Volcarona are very comfortable coming in. So my opponent banked it all, going for the Helping Hand Sludge Bomb. Got punished because I ended up playing safely and just lost Nihilego. So Feeny was just such a big threat after that. But hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. If you did like it, please leave a like down below, show support. As well as you can check out the rest of my stuff down below in the description, such as my social medias, the side series, and my Twitch channel, because I am getting really close to that partnership requirement. You can also feel free to leave a comment down below as I do read them, and if you want to try out the team, it will be in the description down below. So feel free to use it and tell me what you think about the team. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it. Have a great day, people. Until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.